Sure, I'm Tim Morton, the lead producer for Legacy of the Void.
So Tim, what are you guys showing new here with Legacy of the Void at GDC?
We are previewing our beta build, which includes a new unit since BlizzCon for the Protoss, the Adept, and 3 new maps.
Talk about the Adept. What does he do?
The Adept has the ability to project a proxy copy of itself that can move across the map, perhaps infiltrate an enemy base, and when its time expires, the actual unit itself warps to that position. So it's a really unique power. It is visible, so there are counters, but we're very excited to have it in the game.
So it's kind of like the Protoss's version of the Zerg's Changeling.
In a way, yes.
What does he have so he can warp? Is he an offensive unit? Is he just purely a scouting unit?
Well, there are different ways to use it. So you could use it offensively to infiltrate a base. You could also use it to be offensive with the actual Adept and then use the projection to escape the base. So they're sort of offensive and defensive uses.
So how do you guys go about deciding what new units go into the expansion? Because I'm still noticing the absence of the Dark Archon.
The balance team takes both internal and external feedback and thinks about what would be exciting to add to the game. So it's a very iterative process. And in fact, one of the units that we had at BlizzCon, the Herc, is already out based on some of the feedback that we got.
So how does fan feedback help improve expansions and balancing and stuff?
It really takes time, and so we're starting this beta early to get advantage of as much feedback as possible. But hearing that, seeing players actually play the units in circumstances that we haven't necessarily thought about ahead of time helps guide the design process all the way through.
Speaking of people playing it, when are people going to be able to get into the beta?
This beta is going to start sending invite waves out on March 31st, and it'll go stage by stage, so it may take some time to get everybody in, but it is just about to start.
Is it going to be a closed beta invite only, correct?
That is correct, yes.
When will everyone get to do the open beta?
It depends on how many registrants we get for the beta, how quickly we'll let people in, so we don't have a set date by which everybody will be in. But
so you guys have a really interesting mode called ARCHON mode, where it's basically 2 people control 1 army. Can you talk a little about that mode?
Absolutely. So it's shared base, shared army. You see your partner's units with dashes when they're selected, and it's up to you how to divide up the responsibilities. So could be micro-macro, could be that you attack on 2 fronts. I think the most common use case that we've seen so far is that one player is in charge of economy and base building, the other player is in charge of scouting and actually fielding the army.
Now, will there be any plans to implement that mode in like WCS or esports?
We did some show matches with ARCHON at the last BlizzCon, and it's entirely possible that there will be some more esports adoption of the mode. We're kind of waiting to see how that all plays out.